another episode, Middle Ground with JLE, L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, from my first album, JLE Experience. I own the music. I don't mute nothing Facebook. It's all mine. We have some wonderful guests for you today. We had the organizers of the Help for Children Childhood Barriers virtual conference this weekend. We have Program Director Carla Saunders of Nurturing Wellness Group Foundation. And we have CEO of My School Nurse L.L.C, Nurturing Wellness Group Foundation, Terri Brinston, RN, MA, CLNC. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Look forward to joining you this evening.
Okay, just ask basic. All questions will be about the event, basically. First question being, what led you to create this conference?
Wait a minute, I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
What led you to create this conference?
Oh, what led us to start this conference? Okay. I'll let Ms. Carla take that one.
Well, one of the things is that there's a need for resources that needs to be able to be reached, not just Michigan-wide, but the worldwide. And the great way to do that was through this conference of having different individuals from different areas to participate in order to help impact our young people.
Okay.
Great answer.
That's a great answer.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point. So, how long had this been in the works?
Actually, not very long. You know, we usually give a conference every year prior to COVID. And so we wanted to do something. Our event that we would do is Bridging the Gap for Humanity. And it would be, you know, just a big conference where we're face to face. And then after COVID, it was like, we haven't done anything. So we wanted to do something where we can have a major impact. So we actually started to plan this like in June.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is crazy, you know, but it's just, that's why it's such a blessing, because we have so many people that are participating in this conference with us. And we just put the word out in June. And so here we are with over 21 speakers from all over, wow, including yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm making some experience.
Yeah.
First time ever. We have Marcello say hello from Atlanta. Hello, sir.
ATL.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely have a great show.
Thank
great people.
You.
Okay, so what is the ultimate purpose of the conference you hope to achieve?
Well, one of the things, as Ms. Carla stated, is that we have so many children that are in need. And the issue is they have so many different needs. You know, they have, you know, issues with mental health. They have mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Some of them are dealing with external needs because of maybe finances and food and shelter. And so we recognize that there's so many needs, and we call those, we kind of put an umbrella to those, we call them barriers. And a lot of times when our young people are dealing with barriers, variety of barriers, then it prevents them from really reaching their full potential. And so we recognize that you have these young people and these families are dealing with barriers, and then you have this community of amazing people who are making a difference in our world over on this end. But we feel that, you know, we can bridge that gap that exists between the young people who need it and the services that are being provided. And so our hope is that parents get answers, school administrators get answers, teachers get resources that they can put in their toolbox, so that if they have a young person or family that approach them and they ask them a question, because that's who they go to, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
the ministers, the teachers, the principals. By having this conference, and we're putting all of these amazing speakers, all these different resources in one action-packed weekend, we'll be able to equip our adults to be able to really be able to help the children. So that's what we're hoping, that we get a lot of people to come out and learn, collaborate, get the help that they need, get the answers that they need to be able to support their children.
Okay, we have a very diverse group of speakers. You want to talk about some of them, all of them?
Ooh. We do. You talk about the speakers, right? We got so many speakers. I don't know if you could share the screen, and we can kind of go through them. We did have an opportunity to kind of talk. We have doctors, we have business owners, we have psychologists, we have art majors, we have teachers, ministers, just a gamut. Specifically in the Detroit of Michigan, in Detroit, we have Reuben Gordon, which is over the Better Detroit Brownie Company, which I'm excited. I think he was one of the resources that you provided for me. We have Curtis Abrams. He's an author, a mentor, anger management specialist, also a speaker. We have what is his name? George Brooks, the founder and CEO of Meta Association. He works with men. Oh, we just got so many. We have over 21 speakers that are from all over, CEOs, authors, teachers, motivational speakers. We have someone who specializes in, her name is Adrienne Brown, who specializes in homeschool, because that is an option that a lot of our parents are thinking about, especially what's going on in our world. So this can be sort of start that conversation to kind of guide you in a direction for resources if you're thinking about some of those things. So one of the things that I'm really excited about is we have Cassandra Phipps. She's the director of a children's initiative. And so that I'm just really excited for her. She's going to be talking about putting children first, how to access community mental health services in Wayne County. And so I live in Wayne County, so having that resource, especially if you're a teacher or administrator or work in a school system, having that type of resource. But also Liz Hoop, which is going to be cultivating happy youth. Let's talk about how to help them be happy. And so just a variety of power of thoughts, and you belong, you must believe it. Just empowering our parents, and also empowering our parents to be able to empower their children. So just a variety of speakers from all over.
Now, I got a question, because when you had asked me about, did I know anybody? And you said you could be a guest speaker too. Why do you think I could be a speaker? I was shocked by that one.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
one, you're influence. You have people from all over want to come to your show. I reached out to you to get on your show because you have a reach. I mean, you're down to earth, you're real, you're very transparent. And it's it's hard to find people like that, just real. And there was something about, had an opportunity to be on your show, and just felt like I was talking to my brother, So people want to feel comfortable when they're talking to people, and I got that vibe from you. And so that was one of the reasons I definitely wanted to have you on the conference.
Okay, because I had never thought about speaking in public.
Really? You do it all the time.
You're right. I'm weird. I guess I don't look at it like that.
You're a musician? Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm weird like that. Like, he's speaking. What I'm talking about? So, have there been any challenges in putting it together?
What do you think, Miss Carla?
You know, with anything that you try to put on this spectrum with people coming from different areas, not just locations like cities, but different states. So, of course, it's like you're dealing with the time differences and, yeah, you know, everything has challenges when you're trying to put together an event of this magnitude within this time frame also. So with the challenges being great, one of the things is that on our part for the Nurturing Wellness Group Foundation and MSN, My School Nurse, is that Terri is excellent when it comes to all the tech parts of it. Compiling information, putting it together to make a wonderful program. So with that, even though it has some challenges, just as you will probably have when you're doing your shows, some, you know, whether it's technical or what have you, but we overcome them, you know what I'm saying? So we overcome those challenges. And then in the end, after a successful event, you're like, wow, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this definitely, shout out to everybody. When I hosted and tried to go through the list of people I've interviewed, I was amazed on how many people saw it and started reaching out so they could help, which was pretty dope.
Yeah. Which is major, you know, that speaks volumes about you, you know, actually, you know, when people like paid attention. Oh, you know, Mr. Jeffries invited me to check this out, you know, I'm going to do it. And so that definitely speaks volumes. So I did have several people reach out to me. And Mr. Bales, I don't know if you remember Mr. Bales with he was one, I think he was one of the people who reached out to me as well. He's from the, let's see, no.
Is that Willie Bell?
Willie Bales. Mm-hmm. He's from the, what is it called? The Family Assistance for Renaissance Man.
Okay.
In the city of Detroit. I made a very good connection with him. He works with, you know, anything that right now we just need to empower our men. You know, we need to empower our women too, but we definitely need to empower our men. So from doing this, we've got in touch with a lot of organizations and programs that are pouring into our Black men. So I was excited to, like Ms. Carla and I was talking about, you know, part of the joy of this was not only putting the conference together, but just having an opportunity to collaborate with people from all over that we haven't, you know, and it's hard to network when you're, you know, dealing with, you know, being at home and things like that. And so, but I've been able to network even more from people all over the world because we're having this conference, reaching out to me, inboxing me, talking to me, setting up Zoom sessions. So I find joy in that. You know, I know Ms. Carla had an opportunity to interview some people and record. And so just us motivating them, you know, was kind of amazing.
Yep. And Jeffrey, I feel the same way that you do when you say, oh, I'm not a public speaker. But what happens is that when you're so compassionate about what it is you do, you just find yourself putting yourself out there and you just work straight through it. Because with the interview process, and Terri is definitely a thriving force of a boss. But when you are able to actually speak to individuals and when you realize, oh, they're like nervous and scared, even though they're professionals also in doing this, because they also have the anxieties of worrying about, oh, how am I going to sound? Is my lighting well or whatever? Are they going to understand me? And it's like, yes. And then as paragraph, I'm like, well, I'm encouraging somebody else to do something. I'm scared myself. You know, so it all works together. It does.
Man,
you find out something new about yourself.
I think it was February this year when people kept saying, we want to connect with our people, engage. Do you do videos? Like, I just know Anchor. I don't know about no video. Then I came across StreamYard like, oh, okay, I guess you can do live video. Oh, I guess you didn't get no excuse now. All right, we got to do that. And I was terrified the first time I did it. Oh, my God. Oh, look at it. What is this? I was comfortable with the audio. Right. But I pray for every show. Like, hey, the guy, he ain't fair. He gonna Get out there, do it.
Yeah.
All right. And I just started learning to get better at it.
Yeah. And one thing
And
that, that's funny you said that, because we were just talking earlier about how, you know, certain barriers that we deal with in childhood, we bring them into our adulthood, and it prevents us from really, you know, being and doing the things that we can do. You know what I'm saying? I always talk
mhm.
to when I talk to the kids, the young people that we work with, I always say everybody want to look good and avoid looking bad. And so it was like, okay, if everybody wants to look good and avoid looking bad, if everybody, why we are all feeling that way. We all want to make sure that we put our our best foot forward. And so, it kind of eases that. It's like, okay, wait a minute, I'm trying to impress you and you trying to impress me. It's
See,
like, okay, let's
I don't
meet
get
in
that
the middle.
luxury. God straight got me on. You're gonna be transparent about you to the
Right.
world. Like, no, man, I don't want to be vulnerable. No, know your role and get to it. When I
Right.
recorded my speech, I was terrified. Like, oh my God, talking to people, they ain't even here. I
Right.
pray, yeah, get to it. Got your marching orders. I was humble. You said it sounded good. Like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm honest on this show. I don't like to, but I ain't got no choice. Please don't. Then you said, "Oh, you gonna do some more?" Like, oh man, more
Uh-huh.
speeches? Like, what in the world? Can't catch a break. Okay. What have y'all learned so far in doing this? This is a phenomenal thing y'all doing for the kids, the parents that we help.
Hmm. I'll let you tackle that one first.
Okay. So for myself, what I've learned is that growing up in foster care myself, that there are other individuals who are still dealing with that now also, that cycle hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned that through the process of what we're doing, that through our organization, that we're able to reach those individuals who didn't know there were resources or help out there for them to help
Okay.
impact their lives or to make changes to live differently and so forth. So that's what I've come to learn, that there are other people who are out here who need these services. And so now to be able to be a part of it, it's just a win-win for us all.
Okay. Now, would this be something that would be yearly going forward?
Yeah, that's our prayer, is that
Okay.
August 2023 we'll have our second annual
Okay.
conference. And so we definitely are looking forward to that. So, yeah, so you have to come back, a reunion show. Yeah,
Man, I'm
absolutely.
there.
So,
I'm there. I'm there.
so
Whatever you need, I'm there.
yeah, see,
Be
there
back
you
on here
go.
again the week of it, so we can do all type of marketing, let people know what it is. So all my
Right.
listeners, go to the website and get ready for next year, round two.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do want to make there's a change on the website. It's myschoolnurse.co. And so we have a parent company, which is myschoolnurse.co. My school, which is MSN Consulting Services, that's our parent company, and our parent company sponsors our Nurturing Wellness Group Foundation. And so one of the things that our parent company does, which is the MSN Consulting Services, which stands for My School Nurse, what we do is we go into schools and we help them to develop policies and procedures as it pertains to health and wellness. We have social workers, we have counselors, we
Okay.
have nurses, nurse practitioners. And so what we do is we help them with their policies and procedures, dealing with making sure that the foundation of the school system meets the requirements of the state. And so
Okay.
that's what our parent company does. But we recognize that to work specifically with the children, we started a nonprofit, which is the Nurturing Wellness Group Foundation, nurturing and helping our young people to become well holistically. And so that's why we started the nonprofit. So that hopefully your audience don't get confused about the My School Nurses and the Nurturing Wellness Group Foundation, because the My School Nurse is what funds the nonprofit, the Nurturing Wellness Group Foundation. So me as a registered nurse, my passion, of course, uh, goes towards helping the schools, helping school administrators, helping them to make sure that they're dealing with the kids holistically, and with Carla passion, with dealing with young people. We're just a great combination. We do have other partners who work with us, paramedics and things like that, but they're sort of like the behind the scenes. We can't get them to come out front, and we're just starting to come out front ourselves, to be quite honest.
Now, if anybody listening or watching, feel free to reach out so they can help partner with them or donate to the Nurture Wellness Group Foundation. Doing great stuff. Now, I noticed it's going to be a Q&A session. Give people a little bit of what that's going to be about. That's going to come check this amazing event out.
Yeah, so on Sunday, we have our speakers who are available. They're going to come back and do 30-minute sessions. And so sort of like a panel type of discussion is going to take place on Sunday. So our guests, if you are going to attend, if there's somebody that you've heard on Saturday and you want to ask some more questions, or if you just want more information about what they do or the services that they provide, then you can come in on Sunday and ask questions. And so that's what that session is about. We have 5 different panel discussions. Did you know which one you're on? I think you're on.
No, I didn't click up there to see which one I'm on.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. You're on the 5th session. I just want to make sure, let your audience know, the fifth session at 3 o'clock, from 3 to 3:30. And so people will have an opportunity to come in and ask you questions.
Wow, that's
you and a panel. I think there's 4 different people on there with you guys.
Yeah, that's gonna be so different. Asking me a question.
We stretching you. See, now we're putting you on the other side of the interview table.
Hey, I'm out here to make it global. I'm down for it. It's a good cause, help the kids out. They definitely helping the times we're living in.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Bridge that gap of understanding. People forget they were kids once. Their problems wasn't the same like it is now, but still have problems. And if you're talking at them, they ain't trying to hear you. If you're trying to talk to them, they're like, well, my parents divorcing or they fighting or this and that. Well, that's why you ain't studying. Now, dialogue, you find out they're not really a bad kid. They got problems they know how to deal with. So they just show it in school. But if you ain't trying to be empathetic to that, they gonna say kid rocks. You don't care.
Yeah, that is true. You got to know that you love them and you care for them, and it's hard to do that when you're mad at them and they acting crazy. So it's like, how do you do that? I don't know. One of our speakers is talking about that exact thing. It's like, okay, what do? What are some strategies you can do when your child is angry? And so just a gamut of resources going to be available tomorrow and Sunday.
Okay. Former guest Cece says hello.
Hello, Cece. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I learned over time to click on that stuff, let people be seen. Oh, it's so different. And people think I'm an expert. I help you, but I don't know.
Can I put the Eventbrite link in the chat?
Sure. And I'll put it up there.
Oh, that's kind of a long link. Let me get a shorter link.
Good evening.
I have a shorter link.
Good evening. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody said, good evening, beautiful ladies. I got to respond. Hello.
Hey, Cece.
Yeah. Good people.
That's my people. There you go. You know, that's funny. We the conference is being um, sponsored by we have a Facebook Live show. We not as sophisticated as you are on streaming. So,
Oh, what? Sophisticated. I'm
we're on
sophisticated. How about
Facebook
that?
Live. We're
Yeah.
like dinosaurs.
I need to get my mouse so I can put it up there quickly. See, I'm sophisticated. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I came a long way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, that first intro video was horrible.
Well, this is a nice one, though. I didn't even know that this existed. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was telling Terri. You did not just say that. I was telling her that once y'all move over to this, it'll put it on your Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube channel all at the same time. And you reach more people.
Thank
All
you.
right, now we're moving on up. It's just so much. It's so much. You know, this is definitely not in our comfort zone. I got a little bit.ly that I'm going to give you. I got a bit.ly I'm going to put in there, okay? So you can use this.
Okay.
Yeah, you can be there. You can use this one instead. Yeah.
Okay. I just figured out how to do it. Okay. Gotcha.
That'll be a little bit easier. Yeah. But I was saying that we started our Be Extraordinary show every Friday because we are trying to encourage our parents that they are extraordinary. You know, they can do things differently. They can be different.
Okay,
and so we were discovering that we were extraordinary while we were doing it. So
yeah, I've checked y'all show out. Y'all doing y'all thing.
Oh, thank you.
Different. Thank you.
Man, y'all about to be global. Y'all gonna be on this boy. StreamYard, you know, you sponsor, you know, putting our love out here for you. Y'all can take y'all show, you know, multiple platforms that y'all like using. Let more people know about it. Yeah. I'll talk about good stuff every Friday. So. Even though my show 8, so I'm like, where's she at? I'm trying to get everything set. I'm like, oh, I forgot. They got their own show they do.
And you know, it's perfect because as soon as we got off, we usually have like our debriefing. And then like, oh, you should have said that, or oh, I can't believe we said that. We had a pretty good conversation. And like you, we just having a conversation, you know, and just being authentic and being real, and you know, whatever the Lord places on our heart, we have a conversation about it. So, and then having fun doing it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, every episode I gotta live by a tagline where we treat you like family. Cool conversation about you. I've had some guests think it's gonna be Dan Rather, like, no, don't do all that over here. We're gonna chill, chop it up about you. I'm always gonna ask you the last question, what advice you have for someone, but to get to that point, I'm gonna do everything to celebrate and market you. And then after a while, you see they get comfortable, like, yeah, ain't no secret. Of course, it's very basic. It's gonna be about you. Website or LinkedIn, whatever stuff you got, just find out what you're doing, or what else you got going on, you know. And then after a while, they're like, "Oh, it's pretty awesome." Like, I think it's right for them like that. Once you get comfortable, don't think it's. I'm not news like that. Don't come on to here for that. Don't do that. Anything else y'all got going on after this event?
Yeah, actually, we have a few things going on. We have a program. It's called What Now, and it's a program how would you describe it? For kids, by kids, sort of.
Yep, it's peer led, and it's by the younger generation in order to be a
Nice.
support system for each other.
Okay.
So we have they're doing a launch next Saturday. So invitation only. They'll be recording it and then putting the recording of the launch out on our social media platforms. But the purpose for it is that, you know how when kids are in high school and they graduate, you know, when they're in high school, they have teachers, they have counselors, they have friends, and, you know, a lot of them, if they have, you know, the support and they are able to go to college, they go to college. But there's some young people who just don't have those resources or may not have the grades. And
Trade
so they
school.
graduate. Yeah, they graduate. They may not even know about trade school, you know, but they
You ain't
graduate.
money, but
Yeah, it's like, what now? And so the name of the program is called What Now? And so what we do is we connect them with different resources, and we help them to create a plan for themselves so that they can actually connect with other young adults. They learn and be able to grow and learn different processes, different things like problem solving, how to different strategies we teach them so that they can be empowered, so that they can get on with their next chapter of their life. And we call the program What Now? So that's going to be our next project that our young people, we're just tagging along. We let they really run it. So that's our program What Now? So look for that. Hopefully if you guys attend our conference, you'll be able to hear their presentation because they are going to be providing a presentation during the conference as well.
okay. What else? It's all about y'all.
What else we got going on?
I know y'all got some stuff. Come on. Take your time.
Well, we're winding down after our What Now launch. You know, that's going to encompass a lot more of time and managing and putting events on from there. So as that's forthcoming, we'll definitely have it posted for individuals to attend. And when we say it's peer-led, that's any youth here in Michigan or any other state will be able to participate in this program, because we do realize that they do need a support system. Because as Terri stated, it does end up stopping once they get out of high school. And even when they go into college, it's like now they're still trying to find that support system, but they need something that reminds them of home. So that's what we're trying to do in order to help encourage them, and also to do that pay it forward thing, you know, with each one, to be able to help them so that they can assist those in their communities as well.
Do y'all have a link for that? And I can put it in the description when I get this episode.
Yeah, ready. I do have a flyer that I could put in the thing. One of the things I do want to mention is we are looking for different like ministry like youth departments, young adults. You have young adult programs at your church. A lot of times they have these programs, but they don't really have anything for them to do. You know, if you have a young adult program at your church, or if you are thinking about starting one, this could be a really good foundational something to get them started. Because one of the things we do, everything that we talk about or we work on with the youth is biblically based.
Yes.
We don't per se beat them over the head with the Bible, but all of our content definitely comes through Scripture, you know. And so so if you have a young adult group, or if you have different clubs and things like that work with young people or going from high school, like the National Honor Society, it's like, okay, what are you going to do with them after they graduate? This is a good transition program for things like that. So if you are on a leader who works with those types of programs, and you're thinking you want to provide your young people with some additional support after they graduate from high school, then it will be a good resource for you to connect us with. We do have a flyer. Well, one of the things, like I said, if you come to the conference tomorrow, you'll be able to hear, get access to, this is a really long link to the flyer, but
well, if you text it to me,
okay.
I could put it when I get this stuff together. Like, you probably knows how I post the latest episode and all that. I'll put it in the description of what it is.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things is, like Ms. Carla said, is peer led. It's one of the things we talk about is that people always tell us what to do, but never how to do it. And so that's one of the things that we help our young people to just be able to learn and ask the questions in a safe environment where they can get the support that they need. So the What Now program it's amazing. We have an amazing leadership team. We're looking for other leaders. We're looking for people who want to start different chapters in different states. So anyway, we're going to be, that's going to be something like Ms. Carla said that we're going to be hot and heavy diving into with the Nurturing Wellness Group with the What Now program.
Okay.
What else we got going on, Miss Carla?
Yeah, take time. All about y'all.
I'm sorry, I'm getting the giggles now because I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Books or?
Well, we're looking for our sponsors. You know, we a lot of times we work with these young people, and you know, we volunteer a lot of our time. We volunteer a lot of our money, you know. And so sometimes when we have young people who can't afford the programs, we can't turn them away. And so that's one of the things we're looking for. So if you have an excess amount of funds and you need to write something off, we have a 501c3 program. We have a nonprofit where you can get some tax exemptions. So definitely, we do have, we've been getting, in the past, we've gotten contact from different people, individuals, not so many companies that have reached out and donated to us. But we're looking for some donors who want to, really be with us for the long haul. Because I think what we're doing, I've been teaching in education for over 25 years as a high school teacher. And so a lot of the concepts that we teach came from, things that I've used in the classroom. And Miss Carla has been teaching for many years on a Sunday school basis and also working with young people. And so our combined wisdom and knowledge really been able to really change some lives. And so, to be able, funding is always a major issue, and so looking to be able to partner with an organization, someone who has passion for young people and really, want to pour into the workforce, because what we do is we change the mindsets of young people so that they feel empowered, that they have those soft skills, that they are intentional about the decisions that they make. And so you're an organization and you need good employers, and you want to start some type of mentoring program or support program to help you get a better workforce, people who are committed to their jobs and who understands the value of quality, who understands the value of getting up and being on time, who understands the value of being in action and having a plan. That's what we pour into the young people that we work with. So if you're an organization who values that or would like to support us in meeting those needs, then definitely we want to talk to you so that we can get some more.
Have y'all checked with government grants in Cedar, Detroit, see if they had anything on the books? That'd be helpful.
Yeah. we definitely have. We did received a small grant from the Skillman Foundation, which
Okay.
is major. We got a small donation for the Nurturing Wellness Foundation to help with our launch, which is pretty good. But we're looking for some additional. We've applied. The bucket is small, and there's so many
Oh,
so many different organizations that are trying to go after the same bucket. And we're a small nonprofit, and so a lot of times what we're finding is those nonprofits who have those grant writers who can dive in on those, get all that information in on a timely manner. We kind of miss out because we're so small, and so. But that's another thing. If you're a grant writer and you want to donate some time for that, that's another thing that we would definitely welcome as well.
okay. Well, I keep bringing up for people in my network see who might have some capital they want to get rid of and write off for a good
That's
donation. So,
absolutely. We'll go to good use. We like to provide our donors when people donate to us with updates of what we do. We work with other nonprofits as well. So if you're a nonprofit that provide programs but don't have programs available, so we partner with Buff of Michigan. We partner with Each One Teach One, and some other. Trying to think of some other ones that are in the Detroit area, Carla.
Like, is Child's Hope a part of? I think that's in Dearborn Heights, but I think they work with young people in the metro area. Specifically in the metro area. But there are other organizations that we have worked with, like Alternative for Girls. I don't want to mess up their name, Vista Maria. So we have really been out here trying to assist these young people. But the one thing is that when we say how we need sponsors, because there are so many individuals and we can only tap into a small amount, and we really want to be able to help like whole communities of young people. And so if your listeners are able to connect with us so that we can be connected to these organizations that have that same goal in mind and wanting to change, as Terri stated earlier, you want a certain type of individual to be a great employee when it comes to career choices, because that's one of the factors also where our young people are, job hopping like crazy. And, it's become a part of our society. And so what we're trying to do is connect with them to show them that, you can really make something out of this. It's not just, welcome to McDonald's, might take your order, but there are like levels that you can move up into. And so we just really need to be able to assist all those individuals, but they can't all afford the program, individually. So by having sponsors, that's what helps us to be able to reach as many young people as we can.
Okay. Well, that's going to work to make sure we get some help.
Yes.
Somebody got some money.
Yes, they do. Yes,
write it off.
do.
Get it right back.
Yes. I think it's all about timing also, because a lot of organizations do have where they give away time, money, materials, what have you. But it's all about, it's like jumping rope, trying to just get in time. And unfortunately, like Terri stated, there's just a lot of people who are, signing up for these programs, or they know they got the jump start. The sooner you send it in the first of the year and someone else has already got it, you're like, oh, okay, but we've still got a lot of young people to help. So,
well, when my money get up, I'm going to be an investor.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. Amen. That's one of the things. I mean, a little can go a long way.
Yes.
When we look at what's going on in our world, and we look at just the homicides and the murders and
Yeah.
the crime in our community, when we don't give our children options, that's the option that they take, and so that's the thing that we're trying to make a difference, and give them another option, help them to dream again. Matter of fact, that's the theme of our young people for the What Now program. It's called the Dream Campaign. And what the premise behind that is they've recognized, now this came from them, these young adults,
Yeah.
they recognize that their generation, they don't dream anymore. They don't think
No.
about possibilities, they don't. And so, but they also recognize that when you start dreaming, when you start thinking about things that you're passionate about, it wakes something up in you. It helps, it really motivates you to go for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you do what you love to do, it just, it's not really work anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
That's true.
it's not work anymore. And so that's one of the things that our young people, they don't have, or they've lost, is that ability to dream. And that's where the work happens. It happens in the mind first, where you can dream about the possibility, right? And so once you can dream about the possibility, and then you have a support system that can help you fuel that possibility, the sky is the limit. But if they're not even dreaming anymore, then that's when we're in trouble.
Yeah, I can recall when I first started writing songs in 8th grade, and I listened to some people, I would never record an album. You always got somebody say, "Man, you can't do that. What you doing that for?"
Right.
You can't listen to them people. Tell them shut up.
Mhm.
Go find what
Yeah.
you're good at.
Yeah.
Instead of
But
always saying you can't do it.
yeah. And it's that crab in the bucket mentality. If you're dreaming and you're doing well, you're over there and I'm here and I'm hopeless, right? I don't have any hope. Then misery loves company. You know what I'm saying? And
Ooh,
so but that's the thing. It's like if we start to empower more and more youth are dreaming and they're being empowered to walk out their desires and their hopes, then you have a reduction in the crabs, right? So,
yeah, you still gonna have some that just is afraid to take that chance, but maybe the number will drop tremendously.
yeah. And
I
that's one
try
of
to
the things we talk about is the fear of failure. And that's a real thing,
Oh
People
yeah,
are
it's scary.
afraid to fail.
I mean, I try to tell people I got this out the mud. I just wanted to talk about sports, politics, whatever. I wasn't trying to be no purpose Moses. I don't know. I don't know what my purpose is. I'm gonna tell somebody to find theirs. And all this where it's at now, you couldn't tell me that a year ago it'd be doing this. Like, I would have been happy if I got to episode 22 in January. So me to be in season 7, over 100 some episodes. Couldn't tell me that last March when I rebooted the show. If I could do it, someone could do far more greater what I'm doing right now. But you got to work at it.
Right.
Got to put time in.
Yeah. But even before the action came, you had a dream. You dreamed about it. You have the desire to want to do it, and I mean, can you just imagine having a life that you don't have that? That's missing that part, that pivotal part of having a desire, or just to want to do something different. You know what I'm saying? And not follow everybody. And so that seed just needs to be watered in our young people. And
That's true.
you see a big difference in their outcomes if we start to cultivate that type of environment for our children where they can dream again.
Yeah. No, possible will not be possible if they don't try.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
have people saying you can't do it. You still, worst case, you fall on your face, but you try for it. Pac said all the time in his rap, at least you try for it. Just take that one part of his stuff. At least you tried.
Exactly.
And you might learn a better way to do it. Like, well, I hit my face, but maybe if I tweak that, I wouldn't have failed. Try it again. Like, I'm getting some traction. I'm all right. Well, you know it, where you want to be.
Yes.
A lot of people don't want to fail.
Nope.
That's just like, oh no, they're gonna put me on Facebook or World Star. So what? They watching you make it happen.
Yep. And I think with the Nurturing Wellness Group, that's where we were when we first started. You know, the falls were sometimes greater than the rise ups. But over time, the more that we persevered, we are here today with a conference with over 21 speakers that was put together, that was thought about in June and came together in August. The reality. So yeah, even when others say like, no, you shouldn't, or those crabs and that barrel that want to pull you down, like, oh, you're trying to become this, that, whatever else. But it's like, it's okay though. You know, we're gonna do this because first of all, we're God fearing, and we feel that if God finds pleasure in us moving forward and doing these things, then it's going to happen. And sure enough, it's going to happen. First of all, I'm on a talk show. Terri does all the talk show stuff, okay? I just be like, don't put me, I'm nervous. I'm nervous Nelly, 24/7. Just, just be shaking, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. But the thing is that this is all God.
Yeah.
It is through God that we are being successful in reaching the individuals that we do, even with our Be Extraordinary show. When Terri was like, oh, we're going to do this. I was like, oh, not me. I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to faint we're going live.
Oh, no.
But the thing is that with each time, it's like, God, we pray before we start also. God, allow our conversation to reach someone. We're not trying to be Oprah or Gail, Oprah and Gail or the real anything like that. We're just trying to be us because we want to reach those individuals who are seldom overlooked because they're not heard from, and we want them to know we are here because we understand that you have issues and situations and barriers, and we want to help you to overcome them. That's our number one goal. We want to impact the youth of our world and some parents also, because we know you got to start with the top, before you can get to the bottom. So whatever barriers they have, we want to work towards that also, because it does take a village. And hey, we have the means. And I'm on a talk show. Can you? I'm like MSNBC, like,
there you go.
Reminds me of that. I have made it. Look at me, Ma. But that's just how it's just a blessing, and I just feel really blessed. That I have something to say that someone wants to hear. Just like with your show, Jeffrey. It's like you have something to say, and guess what? You got 100 and something episodes, and your 7th season of doing it, and it's like, wow. And just think how there's a young person that has something to say also, and people are shoving it, keeping them quiet, and it's like, no, let them be heard, because hey, that's our future. They'll be the next ones, and maybe I'll be all old and decrepit or whatever, but they'll be like, Miss Carla, come on my show. You gotta come on my show. You inspired
you still
me.
look the same.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. That's what it's all about. All to the glory of God. Just grateful.
Yeah.
I have some people that say they watch it on their smart TV on YouTube like it's a TV show. That blew my mind.
Wow.
I guess you can watch it like that because you got smart TV.
It's a
I ain't
TV
thinking
show.
about it. I never thought about it like Jimmy got a TV show like, no, like the face on there, you got music like, I guess it's a TV show.
Yes.
I guess I ain't looking at the big picture.
Yes.
Okay.
Good point, Miss Carla. Excellent.
Last question. What advice do you have for people and kids that will check out the conference this weekend?
I'll let you go, Miss Carla. You're on a roll. I hear you, girl. I hear you.
Oh my goodness. Just pulling it out. My advice would be open. Don't be afraid. Because as you were stating earlier, fear. I taught a class this summer for Buff of Michigan, these young middle school students, and they do have that fear of afraid to sing. It's like, I know I can sing, but I'm fearful of that, of the outcome. And I was like, those anxieties get the most of us. But we have to learn, mom, dad, guardian, pastor, minister, whatever, be open and be willing to accept something new so that our young people are able to be who they need to be. Because right now, I think a lot of this stuff is going on that's keeping them sheltered. And they don't realize there's more to life than just Detroit, than just Inkster, than just Westland, Wayne, wherever you are, Romulus, you know. So with
there's
the
a whole
show,
planet out
with
here.
them, yep. So with them attending tomorrow's event, this weekend's event, the sky's the limit. We want them to get out of it that the sky's the limit. If I could tell my story, yes, they would definitely realize the sky is the limit. This is all divine, all divine.
Awesome.
So,
Love it.
nothing else.
That's it. Oh, let me see. What do I want? I want people to get the answers that they've been looking for. You know, it's like, you know, you can go, you know, I know I've struggled with some things in my life, and when I was able to find the answer, there was just so much joy, you know. There's a solution. I may not be able to solve it. I may not be able to solve anything, but you at least can get a direction. So I want the parents, people who work with young people, to have an aha moment. You know, it's like, oh, there is an answer. There is a solution. You know, somebody can be, you know, struggling with something. I was able to help a young child who was, young adult, who was struggling with something that they had been struggling with for many, many, many years. And we had a conversation, and I was able to, it was like less than an hour, you know, something that I had some wisdom about, and I was able to share it with her. And it was like, she was just in tears, because she's like, I've been looking for an answer, you know, and just to see her, I was thinking, really? You know, a lot of people are just walking around with the answers, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's just, you know, sometimes like we said earlier, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You know, you have to ask, you have to seek. And so I would love to if people just have that aha moment and they get those answers that they've been searching for.
Yes.
That's great stuff right there. I encourage everybody to check out the Help for Childhood Barriers virtual conference Saturday and Sunday. Saturday 9 to 1, Sunday 1 to 4. We have all the Q&A moment. 3:30. I'm speaking. This first time ever, shocking. I got a little something to say. I definitely want to thank Program Director for Nurture Wellness Group Foundation, Carla Saunders, for joining. Also want to thank Health for Childhood Barriers virtual conference organizer as well, CEO of My School Nurse L.L.C, Nurture Wellness Group Foundation, Terri Brinston, RN, MA, CLNC as well, for putting this together. It's going to be a great event, 21 speakers. It's going to be something for everybody to go home with. Check it out. And I have another great guest to meet after I do all that. We're about to close out with this awesome outro. Till next time, everybody. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Detroit raised me. Detroit's in me. Can't nothing stop me.